help us shape Northern Ireland's electricity future. In its battle against climate change, Northern Ireland must continue to move towards cleaner energy. This means making far-reaching changes to our electricity system, changes that will affect every energy user. That's why Sony, who operate and plan the transmission grid and run the wholesale electricity market, are asking you to help shape that electricity future and be part of this decade of change. The first step is to consider the following 4 approaches which will help Northern Ireland to reach a renewable energy ambition of at least 70% electricity from clean sources by 2030. Your feedback will inform our next steps, which may include elements from more than one approach. Approach 1. Generation-led. Put clean electricity generation close to where most power is used. In this approach, government policy would influence where renewable energy is generated, favouring locations where most electricity is used and where the grid is already strong. This makes better use of the existing grid. In the future, it could also lead to offshore wind generation on the east coast, reducing the need for new onshore wind and solar farms. Approach 2. Developer-led. Let developers decide where to locate clean electricity generation. In this approach, it's the developers, electricity generation companies and investors who decide where clean electricity is generated. Sony and our colleagues at NIE Networks would continue to connect new sources of renewable energy as requested in any location, upgrading and strengthening the grid to suit the circumstances in each case. This would mean completing approximately 20 individual projects on the transmission grid between now and 2030, which would be very challenging. So this approach comes with a risk of missing our important renewable energy goals. Approach 3. Technology-led. Try new ways to move clean electricity across the country. This approach, using proven technology, makes the grid more resilient, so that it's better able to handle onshore renewable energy. Here, underground cables carry high voltage direct current, moving clean electricity from the north and west, where the energy is generated, to the Greater Belfast area, where most electricity is used, without disrupting the existing grid. But it is an expensive, technically challenging and complex solution, and so is rarely used on national grids. Approach 4. Demand-led. Put large electricity users close to sources of clean electricity generation. This approach means future government policy would influence where large-scale energy users, such as data centres and big industries, are located. At the moment, there are no very heavy electricity users in Northern Ireland, but in the future, this approach would mean that they would be encouraged to set up closer to sources of clean, renewable energy. Thank you for taking the time to consider these 4 approaches. This is about delivering a clean, efficient and secure supply of electricity for Northern Ireland's consumers in 2030 and beyond. Help to shape our electricity future. Have your say now.